I want to be a worker for the Lord. I want to love and trust His holy word. I want to sing and pray and be busy every day in the vineyard of the Lord. I will work, I will pray in the vineyard of the Lord. I will work, I will pray, I will labor every day in the vineyard of the Lord.
Hello, hello, and welcome back. We just want to thank the good Lord above for giving us another day to be able to come here and talk about his scriptures. I am Tara, and this is my lovely. Oh, she's on this app. My lovely sister cousin, Auntie Lisa.
Never heard her. Wait a minute.
Yes,
Wait,
I know, right? You gotta do
okay.
your way, girl. Get it right. Get it right.
Welcome, welcome.
Yes, yes. So today we're going to be talking about Genesis chapter 15 and 16. So if you have it, let's get our Bibles. I am going to read from the New King James Version. And Lisa's going to be reading from the King James Version. Both translations are wonderful. So if you have it, let's get to it. All right. So verse 15 or chapter 15. All right, so 15. After these things, the word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision, saying, do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield, your exceedingly great reward. Verse 2. But Abram said, Lord God, what will you give me, seeing I go childless, and the heir of my house is Eliezer of Damascus? Verse 3. Then Abram said, look, you have given me no offspring. Indeed, one born in my house is my heir. Verse 4. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, saying, this one shall not be your heir, but one who will come from your own body shall be your heir. Verse 5. Then he brought him outside and said, look now towards heaven and count the stars, if you are able to number them. And he said to him, so shall your descendants be. Verse 6. And he believed in the Lord, and he accounted it to him for righteousness. Verse 7. Then he said to him, I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land to inherit it. Verse 8. And he said, Lord God, how shall I know that I will inherit it? Verse 9. So he said to him, bring me a 3-year-old heifer, a 3-year-old female goat, a 3-year-old ram, a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. Verse 10. Then he brought all these to him and cut them in two, down the middle, and placed each piece opposite the other, but he did not cut the birds in two. Verse 11. And when the vultures came down on the carcasses, Abram drove them away. Verse 12. Now when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and behold, horror and great darkness fell upon him. Verse 13. Then he said to Abram, know certainly that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, and will serve them, and they will afflict them 400 years. Verse 14. And also the nation whom they serve, I will judge. Afterwards, they shall come out with great possessions. Verse 15. Now as for you, you shall go to your fathers in peace. You shall be buried at a good old age. Verse 16. But in the fourth generation, they shall return here, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet complete. Verse 17. And it came to pass when the sun went down and it was dark, that behold, there appeared a smoking oven and a burning torch that passed between those pieces. Verse 18. On the same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, to your descendants I have given this land, from the river of Egypt to the great river, the river Euphrates. Verse 19. The Kenites, the Kenizzites, the Cadmonites. Verse 20. The Hittites, the Perizzites, the Raphim. Verse 21. The Amorites, the Canaanites, the Gergesites, and the Jebusites. All right, and cousin is going to pick up in 16.
Thank you. Now I'm going to read from the King James. Reading from the King James Version. Chapter 16. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, and Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, his wife. And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. And Sarai said unto Abram, My wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judged between me and thee. And Abram said unto Sarai, Behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleases thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way to Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence comest thou, and whither wilt?
Okay, sorry for the technical difficulties. You guys know we have had some weird weather lately, so she'll be right back. Hopefully, you guys are all safe. Remember to drive slowly, drive carefully. There's a lot of slick spots in the road, and we are praying, for the state of Texas. We're praying for those in Ukraine. We're praying for um, Russia, their forces that they'll cease. So there's these are just some weird times in our country and roundabout. But let me just do this. Let me kind of pick up where cousin was. Okay. So she was saying in verse 6 that Abram said to Sarah, Indeed, your maid is in your hand. Do to her as you please. And when Sarah dealt harshly with her, she fled from her presence. Now, the angel of the Lord in verse 7 found her by a spring of water in the wilderness, by the spring on the way to Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarah's maid, where have you come from? And where are you going? She said, I am fleeing from the presence of my mistress, Sarah. Verse 9, the angel of the Lord said to her, Return to your mistress and submit yourself under her hand. Then the angel of the Lord said to her, I will multiply your descendants exceedingly, so that they shall not be counted for multitude. And the angel of the Lord said to her, Behold, you are with child, and you shall bear a son, and you shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord has heard your affliction. He shall be a wild man. His hand shall be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. Okay, then she called the name of the Lord who spoke to her. You are the God who sees. For she said, Have I also here seen him who sees me? And therefore the well was called Bir Lahai Ra. Observe, it is between Kadesh and Bered. So Hagar bore Abram a son, and Abram named his son, whom Hagar bore Ishmael. Abram was 86 years old when Hagar bore Ishmael to Abram. Okay, so until cousin comes back, I know she would have said the same thing. We appreciate you. We thank you for your attention. Hopefully, Lord's willing, we'll be back again for new scriptures the next day. So, but we love you and bye for now. Bye.
that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but